Yeah, I can totally cut that out, though.
Will eyes, if you're short.
That was here.
We talked
All right.
about everything on
That's
it.
it.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready to go. It's recording.
Okay.
So,
Just moment aside.
Hi. All right. So we're gonna start with Deadpool since we all saw it today, and I'll just go around and ask just a quick question of what everybody thought first, and then we'll break down and get into it, our likes and our dislikes. We'll start with Rob. What do you think?
I liked it a lot.
Okay. Tom.
I loved it.
Okay. Settle down.
Overall, that was good.
Overall, I thought it was good. A little less than I thought from you.
I thought you were
going to do the Tom.
Yeah,
And be
I
like,
thought it was
"Oh,
too.
your
But
dick was going to be all over it. Okay.
We'll get into it
Napoleon.
later.
I think the reason he didn't do the Tom and is exactly what I'm saying. It is what we thought it was.
Okay. Which we kind of tagged on last time when
So,
we were talking about.
so yay.
Yeah,
But-
but yay, because they got it right, so I'm not like insanely excited for it. I guess I'll go with that too. I mean, I really liked it. But it was everything. I guess like you said, it's everything I thought it would be,
Right.
which is great. Right? It's like weirdly not super great.
Deadpool's just not my guy.
Yeah.
He's not even in my guys forum. He was like, okay, thanks for existing.
That movie bumped him in my ranks of being closer to like one of my guys because
Really?
I liked it that much. Yeah.
I'll never be able to like completely buy in because of the fourth wall thing. Like I always just want to be like, I love that it's funny and I love that it's like that, but I'm always just want to like somehow want to just like crank down a little bit more. Like just stop looking at the camera, just fucking kill somebody.
I feel like it
And don't tell me about it.
Yeah.
Everyone's that's just me on the character.
I feel like it cranked down a lot more than I was expecting it to.
Really?
Believe it or not, yeah. The serious parts were serious. Like there was a
Yeah.
lot of
Which was nice because I was a little nervous there was gonna be like none of that.
Just
yeah.
whack job comedy the whole time.
And at
like,
least-
no
yeah.
real plot or anything, but
It at least had some heart to it, like for like
Yeah.
him having like the girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like what we expected from Deadpool was what we got with all the comedy stuff, but it also had a deep, heartfelt story to it, where it was kind of like, oh shit, that shit's kind of sad.
Yeah.
So it was. I thought there was more to it than I was expecting.
I feel like you could have just came out with it. She seemed to accept it pretty easy.
Yeah, I was like, they're in love. It's not that bad.
yeah, I kind of had a problem with that.
Like they could have made him worse looking instead of just making him look like a burn victim because it was like, oh, well now she
Yeah, he
seems like a
wasn't
shallow
that-
bitch.
wasn't
Yeah, it
not
wasn't
that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen like burn victims like way worse than him.
Exactly.
He was just like wasn't. I mean, I don't want that. I mean, like I wouldn't like take it on myself, but I mean, it's not.
Yeah, they overplayed.
And maybe Ryan Reynolds' burnt looks better than me.
He still had the body.
He was still
The
in
body was
shape.
burned too. Everything was all burned.
Right.
Yeah, but he was
But,
still
like,
ripped
he
as
still
shit. I mean,
ripped.
I'm a
It wasn't like he was a fat
blubbery-
slob.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was dripping
I
something.
think it looked good.
Wasn't hairy.
I think it didn't look as bad for us, but I think it's supposed to be way worse than what we were
supposed to
seeing.
be way worse.
Yeah, but we see.
But
him.
we're seeing it.
Right. So why didn't they make it way worse?
I guess it only worked that way. I think, like, how ugly could you fucking make the guy?
I don't know. I saw Goonies.
Photoshop my face on there.
You see Goonies? You see Sloth?
Yeah, as long
Make
as
him
we
Sloth.
But I also
That's a bit much.
That was,
Then you hide from your girlfriend. You know.
well, I'm saying, if you're going to hide from her for 2 years,
Sloth is what you get.
you go Sloth.
but I think it was ugly enough to where he's super insecure about it.
Yeah,
but
that's
at the
the
end of the
idea.
day,
That's the idea.
it wasn't that bad even for his friend. I mean, his friend made his comments, but it's like he could still accept him, and she was kind of like, "Well, shit, we can kind of work with
That
this."
should have been the heads up right there. Like, oh, TJ takes it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go see my chick instead of waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's his
I'm alive.
insecurity.
That's the thing.
I want to make sure we get this out. It was spoiler deep.
Yeah, spoiler day.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
be
yeah.
breaking down.
This is a Deadpool review.
That's our
right
first 3
Yeah.
podcasts where we ruin things.
now. Yeah,
Yeah, we,
right
we
on
will
the last
spoil
spoilers.
any and every movie. So
yeah. So this is very
At any time.
at any time, you never know. Phantom, Batman Forever, whatever you want. Anything with Billy Zane will be spoiled.
anything before 2016 is on limits.
Yeah. And somehow, if we know the plot of a movie coming out, we'll spoil it.
She still has the diamond. She throws it over the back of the boat at the end.
Billy Zane, I think, like kills himself at the end.
But yeah, I think like that's the thing. It was just mainly more his insecurities when it's like it wasn't as bad. Like, cause it's not like everyone who saw it was just like Jesus fuck, like that is bad. I think it was just kind of like you look at yourself in the mirror. Like I can look at myself in the mirror if I have like a fucking zit or something and be like, "Ooh, I'm not gonna be in public," and then other people are just like, "Do you even have one right now?"
Yeah, but it was kind of the reverse in that movie. Everybody was like acting like he was just so repulsive when he wasn't really that bad. Do you think it would be?
Who was acting like he was that repulsive?
His friend.
Well, when
Well,
you first
everyone
see
on
the
the
bad
street.
guy,
Everyone
when
on
he
the
was walking
street.
down the street,
The bad
everyone
guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody
the guys
was-
on the
yeah.
street.
Nobody could
Okay.
like take their
which is
eye
an
off.
unrealistic part for me because it's like
That's not unrealistic to
no,
me.
but have you ever gone by somebody who looks like you look away, you don't
You
look
don't
at
stare.
Yeah.
Right,
them.
but
You stare when they're not looking.
So I thought in my head at that scene, I was like, because at first I was bothered. I was like, that's stupid. Then I thought, oh, maybe they're not doing that. Maybe that's in his head. Because,
Okay.
supposedly.
Yeah, but that's the world
Suppose
famous
there's a fourth
maps
wall.
justifying something in his head and filling in the blank maps.
I had
like,
to fill in the blank.
They shouldn't have
Or
to-
else I was out. I was like,
Yeah.
no, fuck
The
this
movie
is
has
being
to fill in
too
the blanks
stupid.
for me because it's a movie and
Yeah.
that's what you do.
So like it's in his head.
I
like
wish I could
that.
do you.
I liked that. So I was like, okay, it's in his head. It's happening.
Right.
That kind of justified it. And then also when he's shooting the guys, and he shoots the one guy 2 extra times, and he's like, stupid, worth it. I was like, that's a good break for
It's
me.
stupid.
I love that. I love that.
That was a really good break for me.
Good Deadpool. Bad Deadpool.
That was good. That was a good part.
Yeah, I loved all the comedy in it. I thought it was like really good.
Really funny. Ryan Reynolds was just the role he was born
Oh
to do.
god, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else.
He
could
is
have
so
cast it better.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is so Deadpool.
Yeah.
That's why it was always disappointing in the Wolverine one because like his little beginning part where he's Wade Wilson he was good and then becomes a piece of shit of a movie. But this one was like Van Wilder is Deadpool.
Yeah. It's funny because he said I've been waiting like 11 years to do this movie or something, and I guess when they finished filming like the last
Blade.
piece, right? Like, he was still in costume, and he starts like walking off the set, and then the costumer is like, "Oh, you want to take your costume off?" He's like, "Fuck no! I've been waiting 11 years to make this movie. I'm keeping the costume," and he walked off. He kept the costume. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's fucking great.
What'd you guys think of Colossus?
Oh my god.
I really liked Colossus
Yeah,
for some
I
stupid
really-
reason.
No, he
I
looks
just-
so cool.
He looked so cool. I
Sound out, Rob.
I loved
We'll get
his-
you.
We'll get to that.
I love that he was a hero.
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
liked the hero, and he was like, even when Deadpool was fucking off, he was like, "Come on, man,
Well, I
just step up now and be the hero. Now's the time."
I only ever
I was
think
like,
about like,
yeah,
how
he-
Colossus looks. I forget like that he's like supposed to be such a nice.
Such a
Yeah,
nice guy.
that's how he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be really, really nice like that.
Yeah.
And I always forget that because he just looks so menacing. But I thought he looked great. He was so big and like scary looking.
He's an X-Men trainer.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
that
he was.
cool.
It was fucking great.
I have a little bit of an issue. Well, two, I guess.
With him never coming out of character.
Never coming out of the
Yeah, I
the
was
mode.
like,
There's
why are you eating cereal like that? You're eating
yeah. I
diamonds?
mean, what is it called? Like when he hulks up. I mean, what is that called? When he Colossus is up?
Colossifies?
Yeah, like that was a little bothersome to me because it's like, okay, he wouldn't be riding in the car like that. Because I think it would have been awesome to see him as a normal guy and then transform into it. Would have been like even cooler. And then I was a little bummed that he kind of like never got the other girl. Like he never really stopped her. Like
She fucked him up the whole time.
yeah, she kind of fucked him. I mean, he got a couple,
Well, he had the upper hand. Like he had turned it,
and then she not shot
and
him.
then, when she had,
Yeah,
when he went hero and couldn't stare at her titty.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But that still bums me out. Though. I kept thinking he was still gonna end up when she was choking him. He was gonna be the one
he
that.
thought he was gonna turn.
Because I love the idea for a second when he was all like, "Oh yeah, to deal with you, I brought Colossus," and I was like, "Whoa!" And he's all coming up all big, and he gets fucking nailed, and I was like, "Oh."
He got nailed
Cool.
too much for me. Like she
Yeah.
was fucking him up too much to where like the other chick could like handle her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like Colossus needed
Nagasaki
rescuing,
or
like
something
from
like that, Nagasaki.
his apprentice.
Well, like she couldn't handle her though. It's like she only had that explosion capability.
Yeah.
She didn't stand it. That's why as soon as she did her burst, she ran for cover
but in
every
my
time.
opinion, he's whatever
But yeah, he
whatever
shouldn't-
mutating device that chick has, Angel Dust, like Colossus should be stronger.
Yeah.
The fact that
I agree.
He's metal.
No,
I mean,
he
he's
needed
like
the fact that Deadpool's
overpower.
breaking all of his limbs on Colossus, and then that
Great
shit.
part, by the way.
God.
That might have been one of my favorite parts of the movie. That was so just like just standing there,
Baby hands.
the baby. Yeah. I didn't know he grew back limbs.
You didn't know that?
I always thought
I thought he needed that hand back.
I watched an old card like Wolverine and the X-Men. He was in one of those things, and not Wolverine and the X-Men, X-Men versus or not. God damn it, Wolverine versus Hulk, and then Wolverine versus whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool's in that one, and he has to like put it back on.
I think he goes both ways.
He can lose an arm, and then he like puts it back on. You know,
I think it's probably just an easier process to put it back on.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, if he can't do it, then he.
So does that mean like if Wolverine, because he has the same healing
His is
attack?
better.
Is it better?
This is better.
Is that confirmed?
I think his is better. It's just Wolverine's got the fucking adamantium.
I was just saying we just don't know. Like Wolverine,
Maybe
Can't-
we never push Wolverine that far.
you can't cut off Wolverine's arm.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, doesn't.
Because Wolverine heals pretty fast.
I'm not an expert on Deadpool's powers or anything, but I do remember there was the Deadpool game, and this could just be the game, but there's a scene where he literally is like cut in half, and he like bungee jumps using his own intestines, and then he cuts the intestine at the end and falls down, and he's completely fine. So he's just kind of one of these guys who's just like invincible.
Okay.
So that's
Can't he teleport too?
Yeah, he can teleport.
So you can't teleport. You could do.
Is that a real thing? Does he
Yeah.
have a
In
he has
that-
a teleportation device?
Well, I don't know.
Is it a device?
In one comic that I read, he had a device,
Oh,
and
okay.
then he had the teleportation at the end of.
I know
That
he. I know
Wolverine.
he can teleport. I mean, he teleports
But-
in that same.
In that movie.
That one cartoon I know, he teleports in that, and then he teleported in the game.
In the Ultimate Alliance, he can teleport as
He
well.
can teleport over the
remember
line,
that,
and
yeah.
it's very established that he can teleport in that. So maybe they just like maybe they just
So maybe he
he
doesn't.
doesn't have it yet.
Yeah, maybe.
He's doing a Luke Cage situation. He's gonna beef up more.
Good Luke Cage reference.
Yeah.
I just want to get that in there.
Yeah, for Colossus, my two problems were that, and sometimes obvious CGI. Like, I mean, I know it's, I know he was
Really?
CGI, but there were some times where I was just like, it kind of looks a little too much for me.
Really, I didn't.
You mean like when he was running from the explosion?
I just like sometimes when he would like kind of come up and talk, I would be.
Oh really? I didn't notice anything. Like
I
that.
think I noticed a couple parts of those.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that could
didn't-
just be me, but
I didn't have any problem. I didn't notice anything wrong with this.
After the last Ninja Turtle movie, I don't think I pay attention to CGI or the fucking Jurassic World.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like-
maybe that's me too. I'm not
I'm
that.
I'm there. I know what I'm there for.
I'm not that
There's
critical.
not a
on
metal
CGI.
man.
no, I mean I get it. I
A
get it. I just, those were just
7'6"
the
metal man.
those were just the things that like stuck out to me.
I like how much he looked like what he's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
For once,
like
yeah.
Andy was
And
good.
acted
Goblin
like he was
was
supposed to
huge.
like.
And acted like he was supposed to
Yeah.
like, and he looked. I mean, like he had the perfect square,
Oh god.
square
Yeah.
top Colossus look.
That's what Colossus
Well,
should
and
look
then
like.
the chick like was very X-Men looking. And she's New Age X-Men, like if you read it
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
But she had like a total X-Men like costume
Suit?
on,
Yeah.
suit
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
When she had the suit on, at first when I saw the pants, I was like, "She wearing X-Men pants? That's a nice little reference." And then,
That was cool though, because I liked when they showed up to the fight and then she was in gear,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Ooh, cool!" And I actually liked her too because she like wasn't nervous about going into the fight at all. So I was like, "Ooh, this chick must be badass." I don't know who she is, but
I didn't know her
she ain't
powers.
nervous about this fucking shit at all.
Yeah.
So I ended up liking her. I didn't really care that much about her like in the very beginning.
yeah,
I didn't think about her that much.
I thought she
and
was
then
there
I-
just for the name.
I kind of liked her, like
Well,
seeing
yeah.
her power. And,
I ended up liking her a lot as well. When I first saw her, it's basically everything Deadpool was making fun of her about,
Yeah.
which I was just like, ugh, like
Kind of
that's,
annoyed with her.
that's
at
why I
first.
don't like her because she's totally like what you're describing. But then she
Yeah.
ended up kind of being cool, and the fact they pointed it out ended up making it better.
oh god, how funny was it when they were like, "Oh, it's weird that this big mansion should have more people in
That
it."
was one of my favorite parts.
That
That
was-
was great.
How genius was that?
Because I was thinking that. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone was obviously thinking that.
Yeah.
But it's like, where are the other X-Men then? You can't just have Xavier Mansion.
Yeah, like
you
he's
know?
eating cereal by himself with one other person.
Oh, it's a big house. It's weird. It's like the studio couldn't afford it.
Yeah. I feel like all those like kind of parts that would have bugged me, like that probably would have bugged me. But the fact that he like knocked down the fourth wall to explain it
Yeah.
kind of helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
exactly.
feel like without that, it would have been like a much more critical point where it's just like, I feel
That's
like they
the
messed
idea
up
of
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the idea of it. Did you guys like Ajax?
I did.
I-
I thought he was a good bad guy.
I thought he was a good bad guy. Yeah,
Fucking bad.
yeah. I thought
Bad.
you wanted him to get fucked. Like,
But I don't like that they didn't show. Was he the master planner? Was there someone above him?
I
Because he
think-
said he was a person at the
I don't
thing.
think he's the master.
So
planner.
I wanted a
Well,
big,
wouldn't
I
it be-
wanted a big bad. I guess.
I kept thinking it's still somehow Stryker.
I kind of wanted a big bad at post credits. That's what I was hoping for. So
You got something else at post credits.
yeah, I got a Charles.
Yeah,
Um,
post credits.
But then yeah,
No need to stay for the post.
So then I read it and I was like,
Thanks,
okay,
Mom.
I missed nothing. Thanks. It's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah, I could have guessed Cable was going to be the next one on my own.
I thought I was gonna get. I was like, oh shit! Did I miss a Cable? I was like, I missed a Cable mention.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
He basically even says like, "Oh, we haven't casted him yet."
That's what's so great about it. It's like it's so kind of like out there.
I always think it's weird that Cable has a lot to do with Deadpool.
By the way, Gerard Butler. That's my vote.
For Cable?
Mm-hmm.
I forget what Cable looks like.
Not
Is
like-
he the one from the future?
Not like-
I'll
Yeah.
let you
Is
know.
that Cable?
I'll let you know
White
one
hair.
thing. Doesn't look like Gerald Butler.
I was gonna say, I've only seen like the cartoon.
Grab that phone out now.
By the way, I
Continue
love,
on for a second.
I mean, he's
I'll
got
get you
white
a-
hair.
I'll
I
get
guess
you
you
an
give
image.
Gerald Butler white hair, but I think it'd look weird.
Yeah, I don't.
Continue on. It's fine. Go ahead.
I don't agree with that one. But
It was a good time for you guys to put in your votes. I see you guys got shit.
Oh, I didn't know
Well, I
we
was-
were
I was
going
on the
with
spot
it. I didn't know we were
for it,
going
yeah.
with the Cable casting.
yeah.
Fucking put your brains to work.
Okay, Gerald Butler. Anybody but him. I don't know.
I'm not good
Like
with that.
shitty names are going to my head right now because I'm panicking.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel, The Rock, other big people. Arnold from the '80s.
Didn't he say like Dolph Lundgren? Like in
yeah, he
Yeah.
said Dolph Lundgren. Now that I'm looking at pictures of Cable, I'm like, Dolph Lundgren would he'd do pretty good.
Yeah.
An old Dolph Lundgren. I mean,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like an '80s Dolph Lundgren, '90s Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Put
Cable.
some white hair and a fucking glowing eye on that.
Let's see.
I like Gerald Butler though, so maybe I would. Maybe he could
You
turn.
know,
And he's a good
I
actor.
could see what you're saying with that.
Yeah, I mean, I do like him, so maybe it would turn it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you put like
'Cause when
the eye.
Because when
on
he
him,
works out, he's got a good body for it. Because Cable's got like a.
Cable's thick.
He's very fucking
He's super thick.
thick. He's like tree trunky.
Yeah, he's buff, but he's like wide and thick.
Yeah.
Everybody from the future is wide and thick because Bishop comes and he's wide and thick too. Like, in the future, you're all wide and thick. That's it.
I got Bishop confused with Cable.
Okay.
That's
Oh.
what happened.
Yeah, Gerald Butler.
Gerard.
Yeah, I was like, Gerard Butler. Like, what?
Definitely not black. Yeah.
Never gonna do that.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
not how I roll.
Who'd you cast as Bishop? Didn't they have a Bishop? That
They
Bishop.
had a
was-
Bishop.
They had-
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad bishop. It was a little small, but like
Is that guy in those?
I think so. It's hard because
A small role.
I wasn't into that Bishop. I needed him to be more like gritty. Like I kind of see.
Yeah, and,
I don't think
and
we
Bishop
got
was
a-
like southerny. Remember he had like a. I remember
He had,
Bishop
like,
has
an
like
accent.
a southern accent.
Well,
Well,
that's
like
'cause he
all
was
the
mostly,
characters have an
yeah.
accent in the
spent a
cartoon.
lot of time.
Yeah, so
in
they
Canada.
all had a southern accent.
Yeah, right. And were they in the South? Like, no, they're in New York. Well, I don't get it then.
Doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that because I want a thick bishop also.
Thick Bishop would be nice. Thick Dick Bishop? Would be
This
nice.
taking a
is what we
turn.
need.
How thick are we needing this Bishop, guys?
He's got to be girthy.
Yeah, it is,
If it's not a big Bishop, I don't want it.
With the lighthouse veins.
So Vin Diesel, The Rock.
Yeah. But I mean,
I always want to cast The Rock as everybody, but yet nobody.
yeah.
I always like.
Because he's too The
He's got-
Rock.
Well, it's also no, but I always want to cast him as like a superhero because he's so big.
Yeah.
So I'm always thinking, like, oh, but you're big actors, huh? And that's what I think. I'm like, oh, The Rock, he's fucking huge. Like he's like
Yeah.
the biggest person I know.
Yeah.
I think Cable, like in the comics, the cartoon looks like he's like Brock Lesnar wide.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which they could fit him up.
Yeah.
Fit him up.
But yeah, I like back to Deadpool. I just thought they knocked
you
it
have
out of the park. I you know what I mean? Like it was funny. Like a rewatch would kind of be hard because you know all the jokes.
Rewalk.
Yeah, I wouldn't rewatch it.
Yeah.
No.
But like I really enjoyed like
It's a
the
really
entire movie.
It's a really good first one through, but it's like a comedy. Once you know the beats.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch.
But it's not like Guardians of the Galaxy comedy because I could watch that
Yeah, that's
all
different.
the
Yeah,
time.
Guardians-
But
It's
it's
well, but Guardians like
but it's punchliney. It's good.
Yeah.
I'll totally watch it again while I'm doing like chores or watching the kids.
like Guardians is like they have jokes and it's funny, but it's still like a way more structured movie. This one's still like
Yeah.
it's so quippy and snappy, like the whole time. So.
There might still be some things that I even missed that like if I rewatched it I would like get again like some of the comments that he would say like,
Right.
like
Right,
about
right.
like the child molester dude or like what's it called like just like some of the things like when he's like on the board of like trying to find Francis He's like going around. There's like a picture of Francis. He's got a crown that's just like dicks.
Oh god, I love that.
Like
yeah.
little things like that.
I
that
would have
like,
missed it. Yeah, Saki pointed that out to me. I would have missed that. Clearly.
it's just
You know
like,
the part that I didn't like? The blind lady could just leave for me. And
Yeah, that
I
was kind of
agree
a
with
nuisance
you.
to me.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
didn't
like-
really care about her.
yeah. I mean, she could leave and I'd be fine, but it didn't like bother me.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess it didn't bother me, but I was like, yeah, move on.
Well, it's probably. I mean, I don't know
She's
the
probably in the
comments
comics,
of him.
right?
So, yeah, she's probably a big
Charles,
character in the
no?
comics.
I don't
Moon
read
Knight?
Deadpool.
No?
I've read one Deadpool, so
Yeah.
I can't say much.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Deadpool's not my guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not my. I mean, I've always liked his powers and like what he does.
Yeah.
But I'm not that big on the fourth wall thing. It kind of, I don't know. It's like I'm watching and reading stuff because of like the idea that they're in their world
Yeah.
and the idea that he's like knows. It's just it. It
It's
will
not
always
for
take
you.
something a little bit out for me where it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
well, it's not. It's like it's not real.
It's not,
You
right.
know,
And
somehow.
especially when he
Yeah.
interacts with like the X-Men and stuff, then he's like, well, their stuff's not real then too, right? Because he's in their universe, and
Right.
obviously it's not real in real life context, but it does take you out of it. I agree.
I found that interesting too. That it's like supposed to be kind of part of the X-Men world.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's-
Yeah,
it's
I
X-Men
enjoyed
house.
They're gonna. Well, the way that they're blending all those together, it's probably gonna be fine because they're blending them with a wide brush anyway. It's so weird.
There's no
to
consistency.
see.
There's zero consistency
Yeah.
with
So
any of the X-Men movies.
as long as
Like,
they keep making them good, I'll keep making allowances. I make allowances, so it's fine
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
me. I don't know
Right.
if you're gonna be a dick about it.
because essentially that's the same world.
He's
that,
talking about you.
Wait, me? What did I do?
Both of you. It was a broad stroke dick.
No, I mean that's essentially supposed to be the same world where that Deadpool was a fucking mutant like Baraka.
Mm-hmm.
That's I mean if we're playing that game,
Right.
it's technically supposed to be that world too. So it's like there's so much shit. Even in like Origins fucked so much shit up. Where like they had like a child version of Emma Frost and then like an old bald Xavier, but then they do First Class where he's young and she's kind of like his age.
Yeah, they fuck a lot of
They yeah or it's-
Wolverine Origins alone is a fucking sore thumb.
Yeah.
To like linear.
However, all that's supposed to not exist now
Because of the
because
restart.
of Days of Future Past. They
Right.
kind of went back and erased everything. So
Yeah, they erased, kept, changed,
Said fuck you.
keep what they want, get rid of what they don't. It's all fine. It's fine. But here's the thing: the ship that they're on. Did that look like a regular aircraft carrier to you,
I thought it was a
or did it look a little helicarrier to you?
Well,
it had helicarrier
Can't be a
symptoms,
helicarrier,
but it's
though.
not going to be in the same
What's a
universe.
I
But they can't though.
What's a helicarrier?
They can't.
It's the helicarrier is the thing that.
It's a helicarrier.
Yeah, it's hard. It's in Avengers, like the main thing that they're on that floats in the sky.
Oh, okay.
You remember a little movie called Cap 2?
Where there's 3 helicarriers that they fight on and they have to blow
Or
up.
Avengers, Cap 2, Avengers 2.
Those are the things like targeting people that.
Yeah, on Tatooine.
Okay. I forgot what planet we were on, but this makes a lot more sense.
By the way, Charles, I'm not sure how you felt. I Naps, no offense. Did anybody else feel like when we were at the movie theater that we felt like we were walking through Mos Eisley Center with like the weird orange people?
What?
I felt like
didn't
I was
get
in Mos
that
Eisley
feeling.
walking down and just like, what the fuck? Ooga booga, I was like, what the fuck? No, I don't want to pay. Like, anybody
I
else
think
have
it's
that
just
feeling?
unfamiliar, like location.
Yeah, I'd never been to that planet before.
It was whoever was selling those like frogs on the stand that kind of threw me off.
Were we on Tatooine? Where the fuck were we?
I don't know, but I thought I saw some boba.
I told you guys that the whole time I was at the theater, I was like, these guys are not ready for the other half of Orange County. They don't know how
We're not
Orange
ready
County
for the black
lives.
and orange.
You know,
You can't just throw us into that.
Yeah, we're
like
sorry.
that.
I didn't make it. Like, I didn't make it, guys. Like,
Yeah, it was rough.
That weird haunted house theater.
Yeah.
I feel like I was at the haunted mansion when I was in there.
I was like,
You want to watch a movie? I'm like, ah! At one point, I thought you were like gone. Like I thought like the place took you.
Well, that's what I thought about you guys. You guys were right there. I turned around, you're gone.
I thought
I was like, well, I'm just gonna go to the theater and hope I find them.
when I was buying
get
popcorn,
there.
I thought you were gonna like come popping out like as you're assimilated in. Like, oh, would you like a popcorn sound? Like, what's your name, Mott? Like, what?
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, like, he's a Borg now. Like, I thought you were assimilated. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, would you like butter on your popcorn, sir?
Like, what are you doing, Tom? I'm just like, don't say my name. Act natural.
Jesus Christ. But good times there.
Well, Sam had a great time, and she really appreciates you guys making the effort to come down, do the weird trek around the parking lot. Trust me, I love Foothills parking lot. Park, movie, park. You're good.
Yeah, it's like
It's-
the
it's-
block's so
I get
weird.
It's easy.
It's
They
gonna
want
go-
you trapped in there. They
It's
want
like a
you
jail.
trapped.
I thought I was going to scale the walls at one point. Like, I didn't bring my fucking grappling hook, but I guess we'll figure this out.
Well, I don't know if you know or remember, the jail's across the street.
Didn't know.
They want,
We'll remember now.
they want to keep you there
The one
just in case they need to put you back.
The one those guys broke out of?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
The one the murderer.
So Santa Ana's across the street?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's a weird area, that corner.
Yeah, I thought it was Anaheim or...
It's a weird Anaheim Orange corner.
It's a weird turn.
Like it popped into my head, like it was like because it's a normal thing I grew up with, and then you guys out here, not so much.
Yeah, everything's just straight on and normal.
Yeah.
No confusion. I don't know. We just planned it like normal.
Different community.
So, just the community makes sense. I don't know why you have to make things harder. Like, let's make it a challenge, huh? Like, what's the fucking point? But fuck it, right? That's
We're going to have a good time.
Okay, let's do maybe some closing remarks on Deadpool. Anybody have anything else they want to say about it?
Well, what did you guys not like about it? Because you guys kind of had like some reservations.
Yeah.
No.
So I would have liked to see more Deadpool in his costume. I thought that was like the funniest thing because what was so kind of different about the movies, you see his eye movements and everything, and which really added to the humor. It complemented it really well. But like him without I get it, and I was honestly, I think it may just be me kind of sick of origin stories by now. But I feel like a lot of time, like more than half the movie was spent on like his fucking origin story, and just like, god damn it, just skip to present day. I feel like I didn't get enough of like the present day action. Because you look at it, like what happened? He was in like the taxi, and then he gets out waiting for the car, and shit goes down, and then like his girlfriend gets kidnapped, and then they're there. That's all that happened in present day, basically, right? That's all.
Yeah.
The rest of it was origin story,
Right.
which I wasn't too happy with. I mean, his origin story, that's fine. I get it. Like, I get people need to see that. That's okay. But I felt like maybe could have cut it down a good bit.
I agree with you there. I think
knew
that
you were
they-
going to jump right in.
Well,
Mr. Like, fucking
not
origin
allowed
story.
to?
I hate.
Origin story. Yeah. I just my 2 shows, and I just see him just like getting
Okay.
the fucking hard on. I gotta get in here, John.
Rob's pumping the moisturizer.
Somebody's gotta pump it.
Jesus, I knew you were gonna be fucking all
What I will
over it.
say
Here he
is that
comes.
what I will say is
that
that
fingernail.
I think they did spend too much time. There was too much torture. Like I get they're trying to build up.
Yeah, there was a lot
There
of
was
torture.
too
where I
much.
feel
Like
they could have cut
at a
that.
certain point, we get it. I
Yeah.
feel that was.
Yeah,
you
and I
know,
feel it was excessive.
no.
There's that points where I was like looking away. I was like, all right, let's
I'd
go.
feel
Come
calm
on,
with
keep
that.
going. Fast forward.
It was fine. I like that he had a friend in there.
Yeah, I did
No,
too.
it was all
That
good?
he killed. Yeah.
I seriously, I didn't have a negative. My thing was, it was an origin movie. It had to tell the story because, like,
Yeah.
even us here, we're not Deadpool experts.
Yeah,
so
that's
normal
why-
people
yeah.
are Deadpool. What?
That's why I
So-
couldn't get mad at the origins part because I don't know anything. I mean, I know that he was like, sorry,
That was weird.
I know he was kind of Weapon X'd or whatever, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know exactly why or how.
I wanted to know how they were going to explain
It's a
the
different-
previous Wade Wilson because he still had that accuracy at the skee ball. Row. I love that. No, the thing was, it just met all of my expectations for a first film. It didn't give me a big bad. That would I guess be my negative. So
Yeah.
but it was exactly what I thought of for a Deadpool movie. Funny, action, funnier.
I don't think he's. I mean, I guess maybe he'll have a big bad in the next one, but he doesn't seem the type of character like is supposed to have a big bad.
Well, if he's going to be in a universe with X-Force or whatever the team he's going to join or be a part of, they're going to need a big bad.
Is he joining the team? Sometimes he's on the bad team.
See,
He could be on the bad team.
see, I didn't think it needed a big bad. Kind of like Ant-Man, where it was just like a story. Like not
Ant-Man had
everything
a big
needs to
bad.
be,
That's what I'm saying.
huh?
Ant-Man had a big
Not a
bad.
big bad.
Well,
It had like the bad guy, but it's not like a Thanos kind of big bad.
That's
Is
big,
what
big
you guys
bad,
are.
though.
Also,
Oh, is that like what else?
there's
'Cause-
bad, big bad, and big bad.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
Ajax.
Like, who did
and
Ajax
Ajax
work for? Who did Ajax work for?
Ajax was bad.
Ajax
But-
was
but
bad, but
Cross
like,
was big bad, and then Thanos was big bad.
what I'm saying is like the story was
Right?
about.
That's exactly.
That makes sense.
The story was about like revenge. It
Hydra.
doesn't. There's you could explore big bad stuff in other movies. That like the origin part was the main plot. Like it was like why he wanted revenge.
I
Like,
always
needed
just
it.
think in my head, Deadpool would always just need a bad, not a big bad.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like it doesn't
Definitely not a
need,
big bad.
Yeah,
No,
not,
totally.
not a big bad.
But a big bad at the post credits is what I wanted.
Yeah, but does he
like-
ever have a problem?
Well, that's
Like that's what I mean. Like,
But if he's gonna be in a bigger universe,
but to have a big
like
bad,
I don't want
he
to
has
just I don't want to watch just like Lethal Weapons.
But a big bad has to have like more issue with like taking down. Like I'm gonna take down New York City. Well, like Deadpool's character is not gonna care
Well,
about.
Deadpool's a mercenary, right?
Yeah, but the
So he
idea of
kinda
his
doesn't
character.
give a shit about.
But
all
his
that
that's what I
stuff.
mean. So his idea, like
Right.
that's the reason.
so
Like
then make him a Netflix series.
okay. But I'm just saying, like the movies.
Are they really doing a bigger universe, or are they just going to do another Deadpool movie, just add more stuff, like how they did with Colossus?
That's for me. I get that it's supposed to be in the same universe, but I didn't really think Deadpool was going to be incorporated in any other
Neither-
films that
neither
aren't
did I.
Deadpool.
Right,
I'm
it's
with
like a
Tom,
standalone. I was under the
Right.
impression it was like a standalone kind of thing.
That
Same here,
Colossus
yeah.
makes it into other fucking movies though.
But I mean,
That Colossus better make it in more.
Not if Bryan Singer has anything to do with it.
His
He likes
Colossus,
to make weird fucking.
that Colossus is fucking shitty.
What was his?
See that
Colossus?
Archangel? Ugh,
It's supposed to be the '80s.
I don't care.
Yeah, the Archangel I think could look better.
Yeah, but were you guys around the '80s? The '80s sucked, and they made all
Yeah,
the
but it's not the
characters look
'80s.
sucky.
They could
The movies
recreate
in
the
the
'80s.
movies in the
They went back.
They changed it. The '80s are different now. The '80s look like 2016.
There we go. No, but like you could still make his costume like '80s and cooler, I think,
Yeah.
than what we're seeing.
Brian Singer likes to go like the dark costume.
Brian Singer likes to kind of fuck things up.
I
Like
hate
Apocalypse, he fucked up Apocalypse, but he went back with a fucking crayon and he colored him in the right color and everything.
I'm one of the few that's gonna say he fucked up X-Men.
Like
All of them. Anything that he's done, he's fucked them up, in my opinion. That's just because it was the first kind of like
Did you-
superhero films
Did
at
you
the
not
time.
like the last X-Men movie? Because he made that.
I didn't like it as much as I like First Class.
He made. First
I
Class.
like. No, he didn't do First Class.
He didn't make First
No.
Class.
The reason I liked Days of Future Past was because it
I
had.
thought Days of Future Past was the best one so far.
I like Days of Future Past.
I liked it because it had the First Class people in it, but it had the same kind of like. Kind of felt like nothing was going on that Bryan Singer fucking X-Men movies have. Where it's pretty much Wolverine just in the past walking around like, ooh. Like who does he even kill? Like who does he even attack? Like what even happens?
I liked.
Well,
I liked the movie, but what I liked about it was the First Class characters. Whenever it kind of got to like the Bryan Singer version of the X-Men, I wasn't in.
I honestly
invested.
think that those early X-Men movies are a quality.
We need to rewatch it,
It's a
because I
quality
think
of
we
that time, but it's that time period. Like
that's what you were
people
getting.
weren't
with
doing
superhero
those movies yet, so like they didn't. It's just
Now the standard.
Avengers
is so
would
much
not
higher.
be. I mean, I think we've been in this fucking argument before. Avengers would not be what it is now if those movies hadn't come out and been decent at the time.
But X-Men could have been way
Like
better
White
if he
Ice.
didn't.
But you don't
shit
realize,
on
but
it.
that you never can appreciate that like you have good stuff now because those movies at the time were decent.
We have good stuff now because Marvel Studios
Yeah, I don't get it.
had no. We have good stuff
You
now
have
because
Marvel-
Marvel Studios got control of their property and made a fucking studio.
Yeah, no problem.
You don't think it's an evolution? It's an evolution. Like if we don't have that original Captain America, you know the blonde UPN looking guy.
I mean, like the
If-
old one.
The old one. If we don't have that one with the muscle suit, then we don't have If we don't have it back then, we still have. I think we still have to do that step. I think we do it. I think we would be doing that now.
I don't know about that step.
I think we would be doing a muscle suit. Like you keep reading that they keep trying to do a muscle suit on these actors, but the actors go and get big. Like Thor went and got big. I'm fucking Evans got big, so they had to take the padding out. Ryan Reynolds got big, so they had to take the padding out and just make them real. And they're making it more real because
I know,
we've already seen a padded suit and not liked the final cut.
No, but what I'm talking about is like the X-Men movies, like when you see First Class, they're all in like their yellow and blue X-Men suits, and they're doing their powers in cool ways. When it's X-Men the first movie, and they're just kind of like,
Because
you want to wear
cool
yellow
now.
spandex? But no, it's cool because they actually fucking did it.
No, but it's cool now.
I guess what I'm saying
because
though,
it brought the movies. It brought the
If-
nerd.
I think
out.
it would have been cool then. I think people were just like liked the X-Men movies just because holy shit, this is the only thing we get so far.
No, but it was basically like they made those movies and they were decent enough to get to the point where like now producers and executives are like letting it happen now. Like, okay, yeah, we are gonna
They're
let you.
greenlighting those
We are gonna
movies.
let you do what you want to do. If those never would have happened, you would never get this openness that you have now. And that's the part I'm always like, you just don't get. Like you just think they could have came in.
I think it's because of Spider-Man. I don't think it's because of X-Men.
You think Spider-Man made
The
good
Spider-Man
now?
movies. The Spider-Man movies were like the shit, and everyone was all.
I feel like
about
those movies are
Spider-Man
the same quality. Of
Spider-Man looked like fucking Spider-Man and did his thing.
The Spider-Man movies were a step up from X-Men, I would say.
I remember
But
Spider-Man was super huge.
I mean, I guess it's more true to Spider-Man, man.
I think you guys are both. This is like just out of the middle, but you guys are both right in that you needed the X-Men, to come out first to kind of set the precedence, and then Marvel. You were right in that Marvel like stepped it up and made it how successful it is. But you kind of needed the X-Men were kind of like the fall.
I don't think
guys.
you needed it to not be good before, so that
You
we
did-
could get good.
Not that you
I'm
didn't
not
need
saying
it.
It
to
wasn't
be-
not good.
Yeah,
How's
it
it
was
in my
not
opinion?
good. I mean, comparing it to some movies nowadays, it
But
was.
it's like in anything.
It
Yeah,
was like
exactly.
a learning.
It's fucking
It was a
anything.
learning.
When it came
process.
out, I didn't like it. Back then, I didn't like it.
Yeah, but you don't like the X-Men though.
No, but I'm saying the third act of Avengers, where they're fucking up the Chitauri, he's throwing his shield, the other guy's blasting, they're flying around. You get to see all the heroes do their shit. That's what I wanted in an X-Men movie. Instead of just you see Iceman, it's like, oh, there's Iceman. Is this a Pepsi? Let me make it cold. Nothing really fucking happens.
What about in the last fight of Last Stand?
Last Fight of Last Stand? I didn't even see Last
Because
Stand.
like Beast comes out, Iceman comes out, Wolverine's killing motherfuckers.
Well, that wasn't
Kitty
Bryan
Pryde-
Singer.
Kitty Pride. Wait, so is your problem with the X-Men movie?
Yeah,
Bryan
so you're
Singer?
picking and choosing now. You're
No, I'm
flip-flopping.
saying anytime it's
People hated that one too, though, which was funny.
Well, and that's why I didn't go see it, because even the people that were all on board with X-Men didn't like that one.
Magneto's going nuts.
You should like the X-Men movies because you know what? They don't do the funny
Myers.
shit. By the way, it's always like X-Men versus X-Men.
I don't like the X-Men movies, and we've been over this. I don't like the X-Men movies because they fuck Cyclops. And that's like a big. That's like a personal. That's a